So the CRKT Pilar, or Pilar, or however it's pronounced. This is a knife you can get for around $25 most places. I just happened to get it on sale for $20 when Cabela's was having a knife sale. So lucky me, I guess. But anyway, so this knife is around the $25 mark. The handle is stainless steel. It is a frame lock. The blade is 8CR13 MOV, which is a very long thing to say for me, and it's hard to remember, so hopefully I don't mess that up later on in this video. But yeah, so this knife, I bought it about 3 weeks ago or something like that. I think I got it like June 8th or June 9th, something along those lines. So I've had it for a little while now, and I've been carrying it since I bought it. And it's a nice little knife, and it is a little knife. You can see it here in my giant hands. It is comfortable to hold. Since I have such giant hands, my pinky's kind of, well, it's still on the knife. It's just kind of a little low on the knife. It's got a nice front finger toil here, and place for the rest of your fingers too. It is fairly comfortable. The only thing about this finger toil, so you have to be kind of careful because your finger could like slide up, and that's how you end up getting cut. But the knife is very comfortable to hold. When I first got it and first put it in my hand, I wasn't sure about it. But now that I've used it a while and everything, it is comfortable. The reason why I bought this knife was because of the way it looks. I really like the shape of the blade. It kind of reminded me almost of like a cleaver blade. Now I know that this isn't a cleaver. It's technically, I guess, a sheep's foot blade. But it kind of reminded me a little bit of a cleaver. And I really like that style of blade. And it is a little knife. Now it is a little knife, but it is a heavy knife because the handle is stainless steel. So that's something you have to realize too. The pocket clip is reversible. You could carry it tip up if you want. You can't switch it to left-hand side, so if you're left-handed, I guess that sucks, or you'll just have to carry it, however in your left pocket, which I don't see why that would be a problem, but you can't switch the clip to the other side. There are a couple little quality control issues with this knife. There's a little speck, I don't know if it's corrosion or what it is there on the handle, and then on this side, the one Torx bolt is higher out of the handle than the other one, and it is not loose. I checked it. It's tight. It's just higher than the other one, so I don't know what that is about. But yeah, this blade seems to hold an edge fairly well with just common EDC tasks. Now I'm sure that if you used it more for more hard use stuff, I'm sure it would dull faster, but for me it holds an edge fairly well. The blade's got this hole in it that you can open with your thumb, kind of taking a thing from Spyderco there, but it's not round because I believe Spyderco patented their round hole, so everybody who does the hole in the blade does some weird shape. It is comfortable to use. It's not uncomfortable. I don't have a whole lot of experience with the Spyderco hole because I don't own one. My friend owns one. I bought it for him. And the hole seems to work fairly well, and this works, well enough. That's not my favorite way to open this knife one-handed, though. My favorite way is just to grip it like this and just flick it open. Now there, I didn't get it completely open because I'm trying to do this in front of my phone here, so. But you can flick it open real easily, and it's fun to flick open. It's got nylon or whatever you call them washers. They're plastic, as opposed to the bronze ones. I think they're bronze. I think that's what the little bit more high-end knives use, is like a bronze washer. These are plastic washers, nylon, whatever you want to call it. The handle does have a hole for a lanyard. If you would like to put a lanyard on your knife, that is something you can do with this knife. Now the blade does not come like this. This is something I did because while sharpening it, I scratched up the blade because the blade is a weird shape, but I'm not used to sharpening a blade that is this shape. So then I just polished it with 2000 grit sandpaper. So your blade's going to be more satin like the rest of the blade here, and not like this part. At some point I'll probably buy another one of these knives because I kind of screwed up the blade a little bit. But, you know, it's not really that big of a deal right now. But I do really like this knife, so at some point I'm sure I'll pick up another one to keep in good shape and just keep carrying this one. Because if this one gets scratched up or whatever, it's not a big deal because the knife was already a little messed up. But yeah, the lockup on the knife is great. You know, there's no play. It's a frame lock, so you don't really have to worry about it bending or anything, really. I mean, and the design is just really cool looking. You know, for a $25 knife, I can say that I would definitely recommend this knife. You just have to realize that the blade steel is not the best blade steel. It is going to dull, and you are going to have to sharpen it. But eventually all knives dull, and you do have to sharpen them anyway. So, is it really that big of a deal? Not for me. I'm not a person who really cares about blade steel. I more buy knives because of how they look, or their like design and everything, you know. That's more of why I buy knives. I'm not that impressed by super high-end blade steels. I know some people really are, but it's just not something that matters all that much to me. I mean, one of my favorite knives ever is a friggin' Case Sodbuster that uses whatever Case uses and calls their surgical stainless, and that's certainly not a super steel. So, it's just not something I've been all that into, you know. I have my 154 CM Benchmade, but it's the only knife I have that's in any kind of super steel. But yeah, so if you're looking for a affordable knife to carry every day, you don't mind having a little bit of weight in your pocket, I would definitely recommend the CRKT Pilar.